Welcome to Christ-Centered Yoga Camp, Day 15. Today's mantra is I am open, and I chose to use text from Acts chapter 10. And if you haven't read that, I encourage you to do so because it's a big pivotal moment in God's story. And basically chapter 10 starts with Peter having a vision sent by God that he should kill and eat hoofed animals. And this is new for Peter because he's never eaten hoofed animals before, because as a Jew, those kinds of animals are seen as unclean. But in verse 15, it says, "Do not call anything impure that God has made clean." On the surface, it seems like God is just breaking down that old Jewish law and telling Peter that we can all eat pork now. But there's a lot more being said here. If you continue reading in Acts chapter 10, you see that Peter travels to the house of a man named Cornelius. And Cornelius is described as a God-fearing Gentile. A Gentile being a person that wasn't born into the Jewish family. And at this time, Peter was not preaching to the Gentiles because he still kind of held this belief that if you weren't a child of Abraham, if you weren't in that line, then you weren't saved. But God is trying to teach Peter something here. And the Jews believed that Gentiles were impure. God wasn't sending Peter a message just to tell him that he could eat whatever he wanted. He was letting him know that anything can be made pure in the name of Jesus. Nothing and no one is off limits. At this moment, Peter realizes that all people have been given a path to heaven through Christ. Acts 10:34 through 35 says, "Then Peter began to speak. I now realize how true it is that God does not show favoritism, but accepts from every nation the one who fears him and does what is right." My hope is that at the halfway point in this yoga camp series, that you are ready to take a bigger step in your journey with Christ. And as we focus on the mantra, I am open, the idea is to open our hearts and minds to who we could be serving in the name of God. Those who our society considers to be impure or inferior are the people who need Jesus the most. Ask God what you can do to serve his people today, and be open to the way he plans to challenge your faith.